Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Corbin Khan here, coming at you with another video. So today we're going to be trying something a little different today. We're going to be looking at some basic combos with the Thunder Shaddoll deck that I showed you for the last video that I have done. This video was inspired by a viewer who asked about if we could start creating combos here on this channel. So this video is practically to him. So I hope he really enjoys it, and I hope all the rest of you can enjoy this video. So we're going to jump right into it, and I'm just going to show you guys off what the deck looks like real quick. So we're going to start off with the spells right now. So we're going to be running with the 2 Thunder Dragon Fusions, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Gold Sarcophagus, 3 Allure of Darkness, 3 Called by the Grave because I'm very paranoid and I really like that protection from hand traps, 2 El Shaddoll Fusions, 3 Shaddoll Fusions, and 1 Instant Fusion. So these are the spells that we run in our Thunder Shaddoll deck right here. So I just wanted to let you guys know. You can pause the video so you can take a look maybe to see what the cards do, or just to look them up so then you know what cards are being played. So moving on, we're going to go to the monster part of the deck. So for the Shaddoll part, we play 2 Windy, 1 Aerial, 1 Hedgehog, 2 Beast, and 1 Squamata. Now for the hand traps, I guess, that is run in almost every single deck, we play 3 Ash Blossom. And now to the Thunder Dragon part of the deck, we run 3 original Thunder Dragons, 3 Thunder Dragon Roars, 3 Thunder Dragon Darks, and 2 Thunder Dragon Hawks. And last but not least for the Thunder Dragons are 2 Thunder Dragon Matrix. And then for just your basic normal summon for this deck, we play 3 Aloof Lupines, which helps you off with those Thunder Dragon combos to start off by, banishing your Roar from your hand, or even Matrix to help chain block with the Matrix effects and Roar. So that's what we're running in this deck. I'll show you the side deck at the very end of the video because I did kind of change it up with this deck for the current meta, since the meta has drastically changed since we've been in quarantine, with the 2 top decks that are coming out with the Emancipators and the Eldritch cards. So I'm going to move on, and I'm going to show you some basic combos that you can play with this deck. Note that this deck is mainly a Thunder Dragon deck since we're so heavy with the Thunder Dragon cards. So your El Shaddolls are just there to kind of help support it. So, you can get that Windy out first turn, so then your opponent can't really play around it with, maybe the help with Titan to pop off the one monster they do or are able to special summon. So let's get right into these combos. So starting off with these basic combos that you'll have with this deck, which relies mostly on your normal summon of your Aloof Lupine. With his effect, you can activate it, which is a mandatory effect. You get to banish your Thunder Dragon Matrix. And then, since he is a Thunder monster, you get to banish 1 Thunder monster in your deck, which you will typically go for your Roar. And then, this is where when I was talking about chain blocking, you'll activate Roar as chain 1, and then you'll activate Matrix as chain 2. So chaining, how it works is works reversed. So you'll add your Matrix to your hand first, so you'll get your other second copy of Matrix, add this to hand, and then the effect of Thunder Dragon Roar, you'll be able to special summon your Thunder Dragon Dark. So this allows you to get 2 monsters on the field, so then you're able to go into your Cross Sheep plays or your IP Masquerena plays, depending on how you want to set up that board. And then when you link these off for whatever link that you want to play, you can either add with Thunder Dragon Dark's effect, you add 1 Thunder Dragon card, so either your Fusion or your Dragon Hawk, whichever you think will be more optimal in the plays that you're about to make. And it'll also leave you with 1 Matrix in hand, so you practically somewhat replenish some of those lost resources, which is really great. So that's one of the combos that you can start off with this deck. Moving on. So another combo that we have is another 3-card combo. If you were to draw into your Thunder Dragon, typically you would activate his effect, Ascend to Grave, to add up 1 more copy. And then, this is where we play our Called by the Grave, so then if we are to get Ash, we can stop it, so then we're able to discard it again and get 1 other copy. So if you're able to do that and set up your 2 Thunder Dragons in Grave, and if you're lucky enough to draw your Thunder Dragon Fusion, which you can play either at 2 or at 3, depending on how often you want to see it, you're able to shuffle these 2 back into your deck, and then you're able to play your Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon right here. And then, since Thunder Dragon Titan, which he takes for one of his summons that you can use, you just banish one Thunder Dragon, which if you were to draw into Roar, you can banish this and your Twin-Headed to special summon your Thunder Dragon Titan. And then, with the you can then start comboing off with your Roar's effects, so then you can start special summoning your Dragon Dark or your Dragon Matrix, depending on what you have in hand. So let's say if you were to draw into your other Dragon Dark, I would recommend going into your Thunder Dragon Matrix and linking that off to a Link Karibo, so then you're able to use his effect to add your other copy. So then you're able to have 2 disrupts during your opponent's turn with either Dark or Matrix effects. So that's one other combo that you can use in this deck for your Thunder Dragon part. So moving on to the next combo. So another basic combo that you will have in this deck is if you were to happen to draw into your Thunder Dragon Roar or your Lure of Darkness, or even if you were to draw into your Dark, you'll activate a Lure of Darkness. Hopefully you have drawn into a Called by the Grave to help protect you from an Ash, so then you're able to banish your Roar or your Dark, whichever one you think is more optimal, whichever you think will help you in the end, which allows you to get your pop-off effects. Now, this is why Lure of Darkness is always played in every Thunder Dragon combo, just because this is such a strong, little, tiny mini combo that is in your deck. So that is like one of the main things you want to look out for, is just your Allure with your Dragon Orb, because you get that +2 for free drawing, which allows you to get into any of your other plays, like your Gold Sarcophagus plays, another Thunder Dragon, or even, hard draw into your Fusion, so then you can use your Dark to get Matrix, which then allows you to use Titan's effect during your opponent's turn. So it's a really nice, neat little combo that you can just use with your Allure of Darkness. So with this next combo, it's really complicated with this kind of combo because you have to really be careful with the resources that you're going to be using up, and to make sure that each step is perfect. Otherwise, it could just it could end up in a huge mess. So theoretically, let's say we were to draw into our Windy. Any are either Thunder Dragon Dark or Thunder Dragon Roar. Usually you'd want to see Dark in this combo. It just depends on what you draw, which is why we play with 3 of them. Aloof Lupine, Shaddoll Fusion, and then your Shaddoll Beast. So with this combo, you can either start out with your Lupine plays to banish your Thunder Dragon Dark or Roar, or any other Thunder Dragon that you went into. So you go into those plays. So let's say summon Aloof Lupine, or banish our Dark, and then we'll go ahead and we'll banish from our deck Roar right here. So we'll go ahead and banish him. So what we would want to see is we'd go chain 1 Dark, chain 2 Roar. So Roar's effect will go, and we will special summon our Thunder Dragon Matrix, and then Dark's effect will go off, and we will typically, what you would want to see, is add in your Fusion. Now, you can, if you really wanted to, add your Hawk, depending on if you're looking to make an Appaloosa first turn so you can get more monsters on the field, or if you just want to add, let's say, I guess that is all you can really add. So yeah, you'd either add your Fusion or you'd add your Thunder Dragon Hawk. So, but in this case, we're going to go with our Fusion. So that's the Aloof Lupine combo right there. The next combo you'll start off with is your Shaddoll Fusion. So with both of your Shaddolls, you'll send Beast and Windy, or typically you just want to see Windy in this combo. So you want to see her, definitely, and then any of your other Shaddoll monsters that is not a Wind type. You don't want to see Ariel, though. Ariel you want to keep in your deck as much as possible. So what we're going to do is we are going to send these to the grave, and we're going to bring out our El Shaddoll Apocono, or Apocalon. I don't know how to say that. So what you're going to do in this instance is you're going to do chain 1 Windy, and then chain 2 Beast. So Windy's effect, you'll go ahead, search into your deck, and this is where Ariel comes in. So, gotta find it. So you'll special summon your El Shaddoll Ariel down in defense, and then you'll use your Beast effect, so you'll shuffle your deck. And then you'll go ahead and draw 1 card. So what we had drew is a Gold Sarcophagus. Ooh, that's not bad. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Apocalon and either your Matrix or your Aloof Lupine. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna use our Matrix in this case. So we're gonna take these 2, send them to the grave, and since we have level 4s or level 4 and lower monsters, which are the 2, we're going to go into our cross sheep. So cross sheep will be up here, or well, over here, because, you know, Wendy is over there. So you put it in your right one. Now you're going to be using chain 1 app cologne and then chain 2 matrix. So you reverse backwards, matrix effect. You'll go ahead and you will add this matrix to hand, and then app cologne's effect, when it's sent to the graveyard, you get to add 1 Shaddoll card from your deck to hand. So this is where you're going to be bringing your El Shaddoll fusion. So add those to hand. Now what you're going to do is you're going to play your El Shaddoll fusion to bring your aloof lupine, and oh wait, JK, you're going to play your Thunder Dragon fusion first. So you'll bring out your Titan by shuffling in your Thunder cards. So right now what we have is Roar and Dark, and then Matrix. You'll shuffle those back into your deck. And then you'll go ahead and special summon your Titan, right where the cross sheet points to, which in this case you can't really see it, but it's all the way on the far end. So the effect of cross sheep will activate, so then we'll able to be special summon our Wendy from grave wherever we want. And now this is where we're going to take our aloof lupine and our Wendy, and we're going to link these two off for our IP Masquerena, which you'll put right here where the other point of cross sheep goes. And then you're going to set your El Shaddoll fusion down. And then you can either activate your Cold Sarcophagus, or you can keep it in hand. It completely depends on you, because the only card we have right now is Hawk to use. So that is kind of the board you're looking at. So your opponent goes, you'll disrupt with your Thunder Dragon Matrix, bam, you know, pop it off. And then now let's say they activate a card, so use your IP Masquerena, you'll send that and your Cross Sheep, or if you really wanted to, you can send your Dragon Titan, or your Thunder Dragon Titan, and you can bring out either your Boral Sword Dragon or your Apollosa, Bow of the Goddess, or if you didn't use Titan, which we will put back, you'll take these out, and you'll bring out your Nightmare Unicorn right up there in the top right. Uses effect, and you can discard your Gold Sarcophagus to return 1 card. And then you can go ahead and activate your El Shaddoll fusion, which you will send your Ariel and your Nightmare Unicorn to bring out your El Shaddoll Wendy. And then if you wanted to, you'll use Ariel's effect to go ahead and banish either 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard, or if you're lucky and you're able to keep your Thunder Dragon Roar or Dark in your grave, which in this case we couldn't because didn't draw into like anything else but the Gold Sarcophagus, you can go ahead and banish those from your graveyard, and then banish whatever monsters, like your opponent, let's say they're playing an Eldritch card. If you're able to get 3 of those Eldritches banished, like that's game for them. Like they can't really do anything without their traps and their, and their spells with the Eldritch. So yeah, that's one of the very complicated combos you can pull off with this deck. I'm still kind of learning with these combos too, so yeah, for as of right now, that's all the combos I can really think of at the moment with this deck. If I find any more really cool combos, I'll make sure to post another combo video. And I'm sorry if this video was really late. Well, I was thinking of doing a different deck profile, but I haven't been able to get all the cards in yet, so because of this whole pandemic, so the cards haven't come in because of delays. And then I'm also planning on doing a unboxing of the Eternity Code, so that I can show you guys what the pull rates are and if it's really worth like the money that it's going to cost for the packs, so then you can go ahead and buy the packs if you really want to. So I think the last thing we're going to go into is we're going to be looking at the new side deck for this meta, because the meta has changed. So we're going to be looking into the side deck. So this side deck is just to compare with the meta with the new Emancipator cards and the new Eldritch cards. They're kind of really broken decks. I mean, the Emancipator are a little weaker because they are susceptible to Nibiru's, and they could potentially make weak fields depending on if they get really bad draw hands like duds. So. But other than that, they're still really good decks. So these first 2 cards, you can play either or of 2. I just have the 1-ofs right now, so that's why I'm showing you guys like what you can either play. So you can either play 2 Artifact Lancia or 2 DD Crows. So DD Crow is really good against Eldritch, and so is Lancia. And here's why. DD Crow is just a quick effect that banishes one card in your opponent's graveyard. So if you're playing against an Eldritch deck, they need those Eldritch. So if you banish it and they can't find a way to get that back to the grave or back to their hand, they can't play. Like, their whole deck revolves around that one Eldritch card. So they only play 3 ofs. So you're able to practically completely wreck their whole plan by just banishing that one Eldritch. Lancia is because they banish their spells and traps during their main phase and their end phase, I believe. I think the spells are during the main phase and the traps are during the end phase. So you'll activate Lancia and they won't be able to replenish all the resources they just used up. So then you can hopefully beat them at the resource game and you can just OTK them the next turn since they don't have any response. For the Emancipators, we play 3 Nibirus, which I think will always be in the side deck. They can stop Nibirus because they can go into Apollousa pretty easily, and they can go into that one, what is it? That one synchro card, I can't remember, like Herald of the Light or Herald of the Arclight or something like that, which negates one card, or one monster effect, I do believe. But again, if they are misplaying and they accidentally don't get any of those on the field by their 5th summon, you can play Nibiru, the Primal Being, to wipe out their whole fields of negates. But you have to be really careful because he does summon a rock token to their field, and they can work with that. So I believe some of the Emancipator effects, which I don't really know because I haven't really played against them, I've just seen and heard a lot about the decks having with their success that they've been having in the meta. I think some of the cards can special summon if they control a rock monster. I don't know if that is completely true, but that is just what I've heard, so you do have to be careful with that. The last of the monsters, I believe. Yep, last of the monsters is Danko Sega. It's good against the Eldritch, and you're able to search off of it with the Thunder Dragon Fusion. So you just banish it and add this to your hand. Normal summon it, and now they can't set their traps during your turn, and they can't activate them if they're already set. So if you hard draw into this, if you side deck it in, it's really great to just normal summon onto them if you're going second, and then they can't do any plays. And then you can just do all your plays because you don't really need to set in your cards except for maybe your El Shaddoll Fusion if you want to set up for that your Shaddoll window for their next turn. So next we're going to go move on to spells, which we play 2 Dark Ruler No More. The reason why 2 is because I don't have that 3rd one still. It's a really good side deck because it negates all the monsters on the field's effects on your opponent's side. The only drawback is you can't deal damage to them. They take no damage. You'll activate this on Emancipators. Can't use their effects, so you can clear those fields, and then hopefully you can set up your first turn board to negate whatever they have coming, and then you're able to, finish them off in the 4th or 3rd turn, depending on how you're playing. We are going to play 3 Cosmic Cyclone, just because we can get rid of those spells and traps from Eldritch. So if you banish the cards from the fields, they can't use them then to banish to add other spells or traps from their deck to their hands, so it's really nice to stop the Eldritch. We play 2 Twin Twisters just because it works well with the Shaddoll cards, which then can work well with your Thunder Dragons. So if you can get those Thunder Dragons into your grave and then get that Aerial to grave by an effect, you can start popping off with your Thunder Dragon plays with that. And then it's also just, your basic removal staple for spells and traps. It's not for Eldritch or for Emancipator, it's just for any really heavy back row decks. And this last card you can play, you don't have to. 2 Lullaby of Obedience. This is for Eldritch cards, and then this is for any hand trap that you are afraid or that your opponent is playing. So what it does is you pay 2,000 life points and you declare 1 monster card name. So your opponent looks through their deck, and then if they do have it, they can either special summon it to your side of the field or add it to your hand. So it's really good to get those Nibirus out of their hands, or it's really good to get those Eldritch out of your opponent's deck so then they can't use them. It's completely up to you. I am still playtesting with it, and so far, I've seen some success. There has been times where it's backfired, and if I didn't use this card and pay the 2,000, I would have lived for another turn. Granted, I probably would have died just next turn because they had 3 negates on the field, but I think it's really worth looking into. I would probably go on Dueling Book or Dueling Nexus or YGO Pro, whichever you play on, and I would just mess around with the card just to see how you like it. I play it at 2 because I don't want to see multiples of them in my hand. I just want to see 1 just in case. Completely up to you, though. But that does it for this Thunder Shaddoll combo kind of deck profile. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to comment down below with other combos you can do, or just share your deck list with what you're playing. I mean, the decks have such a potential or such a wide a wide potential of any combos that you can do. So like, I know there's a lot of other people who are playing Shaddoll Thunders out there that are completely different from what I'm playing, and they work really well too, you know. But you know, just comment about other combos you can play with this deck, or just, you know, tell me anything else you'd like to see in this channel. Which, you know, again, this whole video is kind of dedicated to that one subscriber, or I think he's subscribed. I hope he is. You know, he just wanted to see some combos with Under Dragons, so this whole deck was kind of based off that. I hope to see you guys in the next video. So, you know, stay safe out there, have fun dueling, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. So, bye-bye.